Okay, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh by Sham Yahabashai Bahasham Mahavaka Kwadash. Name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahabashai, in who I reverence, and honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit and to the hopeful elect across the globe and to the few, very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning, right? In the hopes of being saved within these last days. And I would like to say to Wadi Yahweh by Sham Yahabashai for allowing me to minister to the hopeful elect in hopes that they will be saved within these last days. Right? I'm just listening to a bit of classical Mozart. It's definitely good for the spirit. Right? But this lesson, I thought, you know what, I was gonna hold back on it, and I thought, nah, I'm not gonna do this lesson. Yahweh Shai wants me to bring this out. Right? Yahweh by Sham Yahweh Shai wants me to bring it out. Why? Because it's part of the wickedness that's going on. Right? And I always say, no, I'm not going to talk about it. Just leave it alone. Bro, we have to bring this out. We have to bring this out. And there's a lot of information I'm going to read. What I gathered between a particular article, which this basically this individual was part of a S.I.S. security industry specialist, and he was a contractor himself. So if I'm going to listen to anyone, I'm going to take his word for it. And we're going to bring this all out. First thing, I want to go to John 3. We're going to bring it all out because what you're going to realize is your so-called everyday citizen that walks past you is a criminal. Right? They're a criminal. Right? They don't really stand up for anything. They don't really have any morals, integrity. And some people, we're going to go into it. A lot of people have been tricked, but some people know what's going on. This is why this particular topic is not mentioned on the news. You don't hear nothing about it because it's systematic. Right? We're going to bring it out, Lord willing. Right? So let's start off at John 3. Come on now. John 3. And these people that are doing this stuff, guess what? They're fucking useless. The people that are doing this stuff, they're useless. They don't have a purpose. That's why they consent to wickedness. Go to John 3. Alright? This is John 3. And we're going to go straight to verse 20. Right? Go to verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. You have a shine. Because everything really goes back to the scriptures. And men love darkness. So the majority of people really love darkness. They love wickedness. They think evil. They think that's righteous. Rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So we're going to get into it as well, this article with the contractor. We know gangstalking is evil. It's FBI managed aggression, right? This stems from your higher sources, right? It's an FBI program. It's managed aggression. It's passive. That's why when people, you may be doing a video or whatever you're doing, these people, they may brush past you and the first thing they will say is sorry. The reason why they say sorry, because now if they say sorry, they're not held accountable because they said sorry. So these are tactics that they've been told to use. Right? But it's okay because we know Yahweh is in control of everything. Okay? And rather than that, because their deeds were evil. So what they're doing, bro, is evil. It's evil. Right? For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light. So that's why they're doing these things, because they hate the light. Neither cometh to the light, lest they should be reproved. And guess what? We have this light. So guess what? It's being reproved. So now, Baba Kasha, we're going to start with this article that I was looking into. Right? I think this is for about four and a half pages. The individual, he doesn't have his name on here. But this was a S.I.S. security industry specialist and contractor in America. So we're going to read a bit of this, right? The one thing gangstalkers have in common, right, is membership. Right? We're going to bring this all out because brothers need to know what's happening so you don't get all paranoid and bugged out. right? And remember, it's all spiritual first. The one thing gangstalkers have in common is membership. So what can we associate that membership with? With an association, okay? Because this is how this world operates, through an association, through a brotherhood, through Masonic orders. This is what keeps this system running. Because we know the gatekeepers of this world are who? The Masons. They're the gatekeepers of Satan's world. So Satan also has, gatekeepers, right? But guess what? The gates of hell shall not prevail against the church, right? Association, fraternal groups. So you have most of these people, they are part of some type of fraternal group. Association. Whether it's your cricket group, your boxing group, your martial arts group, college, university, your workplace, and extremist group. And I've mentioned this before, right? You do know you have so-called, I say so-called, I'm not going to say Edomites, so-called white people that are extremists as well, right? Extremist groups, usually in some cases, gangstalkers can be traced to so-called white racist groups, okay? E.g., Proud Boys, militias, vigilantes, or Punisher fans, or college fraternities, right? Or sororities, Lions Club, Ku Klux Klan, also former members of police, national security. So it even says former members, those that have retired. So those that have retired from the police force, they still have connections, right? National security agencies and military cults, and military also, right? And cult groups like Freemasons, Restriners, Sovereign Citizens, and the Illuminati. So this is why I always say this. You might be looking at it like, what is it just one? Bro, it's society. So everything that's coming your way is society. Because they're connected to what? Satan. We're doing the bidding of Satan. And it says that the Illuminati are heavily involved. Right? Remember, this is a S.I.S. security industry specialist that's saying this. And Masonic cult members, because you've got a lot of individuals that are involved in cults. They drink blood, right? They do a lot of odious stuff, trafficking, right? They play a huge role in gangstalking, a huge role. So you may want to be looking at the people that are around you, close to you, within your community. You may want to do a background check on them. Okay? Gangstalking campaigns and their memberships require loyalty, and that's why some people get involved, but they don't want to get involved, but they get involved because they're part of a membership. And remember, it's a hive mind. And they require loyalty, and some are trained by law enforcement. So the tactics some of you brothers see, right? You know when certain people walk in their dogs, right? And the dogs the dogs, they're not the owners of the dogs. It doesn't belong to them. They were given these dogs to walk around and to monitor and for community surveillance. To give them a full sense of power. Because remember, a lot of people have low self-esteem. So it gives them a full sense of power. And you have people that are genuine. The dogs belong to them. But most people, they've been given these dogs to walk around and spy on people. Not knowing that they're under MK Ultra themselves. And they're being watched. And they're being monitored because they have handlers. This is what you got to understand. They have handlers that are orchestrating all of this. And the handlers, they have different type of cars. Most of the handlers, they drive what? Mitsubishis, or be a Nissan, or like, you know them, or another car, I forgot what it is. But particular vehicles they have, and they have handlers, right? So we went to that. Another point mark. Members of the FBI organization, Infraguard, also partake in gang stalking. Infraguard is a security agency, right? And is run by white extremists, right? People that hate Negroes and different races. And vigilante revenge for hire. And you know what? The individual, even though he said right extremist, I'm not going to say that. I'll say white people that are for their own people. I'll put it in that term, right? And vigilante revenge for hire, right? And the revenge for hire, this is where the private security agencies come into place, who have ties, because there's certain individuals, and this is more so-called white people. You never know, you may have a so-called white person, Edomite, he may have connections to what? Military, law enforcement, but everything is connecting, right? Private security agencies who have ties to corrupt government officials, those that high up wickedness in high places, right? The scripture says that in Ephesians 6:11, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but I've got wickedness, spiritual wickedness in the high places. Government officials, corrupt government officials, programs and secret courts and organized crime. So there's particular individuals that don't like what you're saying, and remember they have connections, right? Just like in America with the prisons. Who runs the prisons? The Aryan Brotherhood. And they have connections, right? Now, point mark 3. Now, these fraternal members work as a unit to try to destroy every positive, pay attention, every positive and essential aspect of a target's life. So this is a network of people that are juiced in with colleges, universities, work colleagues. Bro, a lot of people do know what's going on. And that's why they're going to be judged. But this needs to happen. And it says every aspect of a target's life. So their whole thing is, well, we're going to try to destroy his life or her by trying to harass a target non-stop. Right? So this is why a lot of these tactics that are happening to brothers across the world and sisters, well, that's why it's happening. Right? Because you have something that they don't have, which is a peace of mind and a soul. Ridicule, so they do ridicule as well. Street theatre, there's a lot of street theatre that comes in. Have you ever you went to a certain location and everybody just starts to play, starts to act? It's street theatre. They're acting. They're acting. So they're not dealing with reality. Right? Bear me just a minute. So street theatre. And really, when I'm bringing this out, I really want the scriptures to come out. That's why I'm stopping. Because everything we can link in with the scriptures. Go to Thessalonians, Baba Kishar. And it makes me happy to know what's going on. 1 Thessalonians 2, and jump straight to verse 11. Go to 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. So they're being deceived, they're deceiving. Deceivableness, right? With all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. So they're deceivable and they're unrighteous. In them that they're going to perish. Because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So they never had the love of the truth. So of course, what behavior are they going to have? Wicked behavior patterns. Right? Right, they might be saved. For this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion. Bear me just a minute. I want to go up these words. Let me just click back on. I'm trying to edify you as much as possible. Right? And that's why it is important sometimes. You have to study. You have to know your enemy. Because your enemy studies you. So you have to study your enemy. I quickly want to go into this word. Delusion. Oh, it's a beautiful thing to be woken up. Yahushua to actually wake us up to this truth. Alright? I just want to let you know this, bro. Once you wake up, you're able to see everything that goes on around you. Bro, you have the heads up. right? Go to this word delusion and see what pops up. Rabakasha. Delusion, an act of misleading someone. Deception, deceit, delusionum, from Latin delusio, causing delusion. Let's see if there's anything else. Self-deluded. So, you do know when they're running the street theatre, you got to understand, it's theatre. It's not real. They're trying to present it before you like it's real. Right? It's not real. They've been told to do that. So, we're living a big lie. They are a lie. Right? A false impression or belief of a fixed nature. But see, this is where you've got to be wise and realize, hold on a minute. So everybody's doing this. So when I'm gone, they go back to what? Normal. The so-called normal. No, their life is a lie. It's an illusion. Technically, delusion is a belief that through force, no force has been surrendered to and accepted by the whole mind as truth. Don't accept it. You don't accept it. Because they're trying to change your what's the word? Your perception of reality. What does that make them? Witches and warlocks. Because what you're gonna find out, your average citizen is a witch and a warlock. Illusion is an impression that though force is entertained provisionally on the recommendation of senses or imagination, but awaits full acceptance and may not influence action. Right? So we went into that word delusion. And the scripture says, I shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So guess what? The Lord's deceive them. And they believe a lie. That's why you got to fear Yahweh Shai. That's why you got to fear him. Okay, so now I want to go back to this article, okay, of this S.I.S. security industry specialist. Where was we? We were on the street theatre. And there's many tactics. I've seen it as well. I've been in a car and they try to cut you off. Some of you may be a passenger, they're trying to cut you off. They cut people off, cutting off driver off, all these tactics. In traffic as well. What else do they do? The speeding past. They do a lot of speeding past to try and frighten or scare you. Right? That's just Satan. Right? It's a global network, over 3 million members. So this is why I say it's systematic. Right? It's global. It's not just in the UK, it's in America, it's in Australia, it's in Taiwan, it's in China. It's all over the place. Right? And it says some members not understand that they were coerced. Some people, there's some people that they were coerced into doing what they were doing. They never knew. They were coerced, they were tricked. Right? Into such acts and misinformed. Remember, because these are intelligence agencies that are controlling this. So they were misinformed. They were told lies about this particular individual. And what happens if someone comes to you with a badge, right? Who are you going to believe? Are you going to believe, example, are you going to believe me? Or are you going to believe the individual that has a badge? I'm an FBI. You know, we got this individual under investigation. Please keep it. Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe the individual that comes to you with a badge. You're going to be a bit shooken up. Okay? And they're misinformed about the target. Right? They tell lies. They spread slander. Yeah, but you keep an eye on him. He's dangerous. He's a criminal. He's extreme. This is what they do. They go throughout your communities and destroy it. Right? And there's a lot of contract. We're going to go into the contracting part. There's a lot of contractors that are involved as well. Because it's covert harassment. It's covert. That takes place outside view of most witnesses. Some don't catch on to it. Right? And not easily identifiable. To me it is, because I have discernment. I'm able to see it. But the average person just say, no, this is just everyday life. No, it's not. But it's so covert. Your dustbin men are involved. Your average postman's involved. Even some of your Amazon workers are involved. Yeah, your dustbin men. The way they change shifts. Well, hold on a minute. Don't you collect the bins at what, 1 o'clock or something like that? Why are you coming about, what, 7 o'clock and collecting bins and making all this noise? Because they've been told to do that. Right? It's organized crime. So it says, because it's covert harassment take place outside the view of most witnesses are not easily, because they don't want you to identify it. Because guess what? Once you identify it, once people start identifying it, bro, they go running with their tails behind their back. So the more people get enlightened about what's going on, the more they're going to have to shut this down and run off and go to somewhere else and try that tactic. So you have to expose it through the scriptures. Expose this program, right? If you can make signs, print out banners, if you have a printer, write this down, print it out, and send it around so more people can become aware of what's happening. Because some people are involved and don't actually realize they were coerced into doing it. Right? Remember, these people, they hate being seen. They hate being seen. That's why they have to run in their cars. That's why they have to drive past. Bro, that's why they have to speed past, because they don't want to be seen. And most of these people that do it, right? Most of these people that do these tactics, they're nowhere to be seen. Right? They're nowhere to be seen. And when you do see them, when you do confront them, they start shaking like bitches because they're cowards. This is a hive mind mentality. These people, they're the lowest of low. Lowest. Oh, they're high up there in terms of they may have a bit of pull power, but they're low, they're scumbags. Because anybody that had any real morality, they say, bro, you want me to do... I'm not doing that. I'm not watching this guy. I'm not doing that. That's why they set up the lowest of lowest. They know who to get to do it. Because not everybody would agree with them. Only someone that doesn't have principles would agree with that. Alright? And they even have, bro, yeah, they even have the school children get involved, high school children get involved as well. Right? Reprobates. Because you know how people would do anything for money. Right? And it says, Babakashah, reason for selecting targets. Now we're also going to go to the reason for selection of targets. Someone involved in a civil dispute, could have been an argument with woman or ex-girlfriend or whatever, or a friend in the world, you may have a disagreement. And that's why you've got to be careful, because there's bitch-made niggas out there, there's whole-ass niggas. Instead of them going to you personally, they'd run to what? They'd run to the Sarge, right? And then run into the Sarge. They can't fight their own battles. They need a government organization to come against you. Alright? Someone involved in civil dispute. Whistleblowers, that's one of the main top reasons, because you said something that went against the establishment and you were exposing something. Just look what happened to Julian Assange. Ex-girlfriends, friends, minorities, people who live alone. Remember, because they target vulnerabilities as well. Motivation behind crime is what? Their whole motivation is to have you locked up, prison, or a psychiatric ward, or the worst one in that is death. That's what they want, those three things, one of those three things. Because you're exposing the truth, you're speaking the truth. Organized crime, yes, that's what it is. From a policy of granting government, yes, so our governments are involved. The same people sitting up in the Commons with a stupid smile on their face. Some of them individuals, no, a lot of them individuals, they're involved, they're behind it. They're behind your targeting. Right? Immunity to government, security officials, agencies, private defense contractors, various other companies, and in the name of a national security identity, in the name of national security. So these things are done criminally. Right? And that therefore they have identity theft, they have hacking, and all these other things that go on as well. Gambling, it's all corruption. Next page now, page 2. Right? And remember, I'm reading this from a contractor who was once in the business of security. So this is from a validated source. Unsafe roadways, I've noticed all these things. Cars speeding. You may have a 20 miles per hour lane, cars speeding about 40, 30 miles per hour. And it says, hold on, there's children that are crossing. Bro, what if someone gets hit? But no, hold on a minute. But you have the nerve to speak against us that are teaching this truth, but you're not saying nothing about that. That's why Yahweh Shai is going to hold you accountable. Speeding on the 20-mile-per-hour roads where children are crossing. Also, one thing you will notice as well is trashing within a local targeted individual's community. You notice a lot of trash. You know, maybe it was once a clean environment. You notice there's a lot of trash, smashed bottles, McDonald's bags everywhere, Kentucky Fried Chicken bags. What else? Just yeah, a lot of trash everywhere, debris, littering of particular neighborhoods and debris. 1.6 effects on businesses, unemployed, bills, because why? Because bills cannot be paid, because the gang stalking, because remember they try to isolate you from work programs as well, because they know, bro, they know your potential. Remember, this is nothing you've done wrong. It's the potential and it's the truth that you're speaking. It's the highly potential. And bills not paid, reduction in purchase of essentials, products and services. So this also affects businesses. Next point, gang stalkers are known for making noise. Yep, yeah, that's something I noticed as well. They're known for making noise with intent to disturb, and sometimes that involves neighbors. Sometimes. Well, one of my neighbors have stopped doing it now. At first, they were doing it, you know, the banging on the walls and the bouncing of the balls, but they do that, but you just put a curse on them. Then once they may even see that you put a curse on them, then they may stop, they may get scared or something may happen to them. Right? But that stopped. I don't really get that as much. Right? Gang stalkers are known for making noise because they're told to do that with intent to disturb the target individual's sleep. So they try to deprive you of sleep, right? Which includes honking, horns, shouts. That's why certain people speak loud as well. Revving engine. Right, I had that, hold on, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I was doing a little bit of digging with the shovel. I was out at the front and they had a couple cars. No, actually one car with this woman in a Jeep had her revving up her car next to me. Is that really supposed to bother me? So when people do this, bro, it's demonic behavior. So I don't want you to get it twisted, bro. It's demonic possession. These people, they're controlled by demons. They have handlers. And their handlers are controlled by demons as well. Because anybody in their right mind, they would say, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going about my life. I'm not doing that. But you're obviously important to these people. So it makes you think, well, what would happen? What would happen if I go somewhere else? These people, they would have to move on to another target. See, so it's spiritual, right? Revving engine, barking. That's why you hear dogs barking. Woof, 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 woof. Right? Right? Because the dogs got demons on them as well. Animals can also have demons on them as well. Barking dogs. etc. Although the noise is intended primarily for the target, so it's intended for that particular target, right? Anyone nearby residents, right, also would be affected. So the beautiful thing about it is, I've always looked at it like that. Well, if that noise is, if it's targeting you, no, bro, it's the whole community. So the whole community gets affected by it, right? Unless you put the headphones on, you put some headphones on, or you're doing some drilling work, because there is things you can do to combat it. Nothing you can do. But the main way is what? Prayer. Right, this is heavy. So we're going to all the tactics that are being used. And these are the criminals. These are the scumbags. These are people that have no integrity. And another one is pollution and toxins. This is another one I've noticed. The chemtrails. That was a heavy one. The chemtrails. You know when you have the cars driving past as well. You know, heavily cars just driving past, speeding past at mornings, all days, all different times of the day. You know why they do that? That's to cause what? Toxins. Right? Reported increase of level of toxins in particular areas. So in other words, they're trying to fucking kill you. That's bro. Let's just be, that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. So pollutions and toxins. So if you have 40, 50, 60 cars, 70 cars going by that same area, all speeding, bro, that's going to cause a lot of toxins. And they that live such as, particular areas, they that live such as car and truck fumes, so it gives off what fumes, right? It emits a load of fumes from exhaust, heavy amounts of smoke from fires. They cause all these things in order to weaken your immune system. So, bro, certain people have been hired to do this. They've been phoned up by their lodges, by their Masonic brotherhoods, and they've been told, would you all drive past this particular location? Would you all do that? It's a hive mentality, right? And they drive past, and you know they're so stupid because you might open the door and look, see the cars that are driving past, and you look at them, and they were trying to put on a straight face, but it's all right. That individual was doing it, that bro, these are condemned spirits. You got, they're condemned. Now, are you gonna have a remnant of our people that repent? Yeah, but most of them, they're condemned. They're demonically possessed. Alright? I never knew, the elect, the hopeful elect, they are important. That's why these things are happening. Because you have something they don't have. And it says major reason for targeting is being a so-called whistleblower. In other words, speaking the truth, because these people hate truth. Now we have private security firms on the rise, along with a demand for organ donors, right? So even with a lot of these weapons they use is to also affect your lungs and your kidneys, right? Yeah, bro, when I first heard about this, bro, I was frustrated, I was mad, I was angry. Bro, this is wicked. It's wicked. And that's why we got to let the people know what's really going on. Remember, this is associated with trafficking as well. Alright? So it also ties in with what? Organ donors. Right? They're trying to destroy your organs. That's why eat good, I always say this, eat good, go for walks, exercise, right? Detox, fast. Because they're trying to destroy they're trying to destroy your health as well. They're not just trying to destroy you psychological, they're trying to destroy your health. And a lot of your community are involved. They all play a role in trying to destroy you. So knowing that they're doing that, bro, put up prayers, put up curses upon them, straight up. Bro, if you know they're doing it, put up curses upon them. Point blank period. Well, you just gonna sit there, oh, it's alright. No. Bro, they don't like you. They don't like your Hawashai. Shai. And these would be the same people that when Christmas comes, bro, on New Year's, they'd be posting a Christmas card or a New Year's card saying Happy New Year. Wish you all the best. That's why your Hawashai is going to take them out. But we don't need to do too much, because when you look at some of these people that come up against you, when you look at them, it's like, oh shit, the Lord judged them. Right? They're not looking the same. Now we have private security firms on the rise, along with the demand for organ donors to continue to increase, and these criminals will be more desperate and ruthless in pursuits. They're criminals. Bro, it's right before your eyes. You just need to open your eyes and see what's going on. But most of these people, they've been told to shut up, don't say anything. Because that's what happens when you join these lodges. Oh, just shut up, don't say nothing. Agree with your captivity, your slavery. So we're on page 3. On page 3, Baba Kasha. And I really hope this is edifying. So many different tactics they use. As well, we already went into the whole coughing and the sneezing and all that. Right? All that's demonic. That's just unclean spirits. So they're using these people. Baba Kasha, excuse me just a minute. I think it's, Psalms 56. There's a particular scripture I want to get as well. Something I found really, really interesting. Really interesting. Excuse me just a minute. Psalms 59 and 6. Go to Psalm 59 and 6. Quickly type in this word as well. Baba Kasha. Something I found a couple of days ago. Psalm 56. Bear me just a minute. Baba Kasha. See if I can find it. where it says they belch out, they belch out. Check this out. Check this out. This is Psalm 55. Right? Let's see if I can find this baby. Just a second. Psalm 55. Right? And you know what? This is good. But I wasn't looking for this. Hold on just a minute. Psalm 59 and 7. Psalm 59 and 7. Check this out. Go to verse 5. Thou therefore, O Lord, how shall power of hosts, or power of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen, be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. They return at evening. They return at evening. Remember, some of these people, they get set up, they have to park a certain spot, walk around, say a particular things, make a bit of noise, and they jump back in their car and they go back to their everyday life. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog. They also make noises as well, like animals. Remember, these people, they're uncivilized. Right? They make a noise like a dog. And this is King David, the chief musician of Asaph. What King David? Behold, this is the thing that got me as well. And go round about the city. Right? Behold, they belch out with their mouth. And this is one thing I've noticed as well. They make a lot of gas noises. It says to expel gas noisily from the stomach or through the mouth. They do a lot of burping as well. They go burp to erupt, to explode, to gush forth. So these individuals, they act like beasts, right? They're uncivilized because they don't have the scriptures, right? It says they belch. I just thought I'd bring that out because I thought that interesting. Even with the coughing, even with the sneezing, right? Even with the burping, all right? So we went to that Baba Kasha. They belch out, all right? That's what they do, Psalm 59 and 6, all right? So where was we? Baba Kasha, I lost my train of thought. Right? These are uncivilized individuals, real uncivilized. But it's all right because the Lord sees everything. Just because it seems like, yeah, they're getting away, they're living good, they get their little gifts, they get rewarded by Satan. Bro, Satan's just using them. That's all he's doing. Satan is just using them. They behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. The swords in their lips are basically, they try to give you bad words or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Try to give you bad words. Bro, that doesn't matter. Focus on Yahweh Shai. For who say they doth hear. See, that's spiritual. Bro, but the scripture says every idle word you're going to have to give an account. But thou, O Lord, Yahweh shall laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision because of his strength. I will wait upon thee. The Most High is my defense. O power of my mercy shall prevent me. The Most High shall let me see the desires upon my enemies. So prevent me. In other words, we have to be patient. Because yeah, we do want to do stuff, but we can't get calm. Right? Because guess what? I even say this as well. If you go to high school, right? If you're in high school, bro, that means you're old enough to get a smack in the mouth. Right? If you're talking shit, you gotta be prepared for the consequences. Right? And these people ain't too bright because guess what? If someone is a danger, say if someone's a danger to community, the worst thing you would want to do is have the individuals and citizens following or monitoring or harassing, because you do have psychopaths out here that could be armed, that could have tools in them. You don't know what manner of state they're in. So even the people that consent to this, they're not smart, they're dumbasses. Right? But main thing, the power of my mercy shall prevent me. So King David was saying, no, you know what? He'd rather see his desire upon his enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by their power. So we don't have to worry about these people too long. All right, they've moved in certain people around you. I've even heard certain conversations that these particular people, they're only there for a certain amount of time. Then they have to go back and move somewhere else because this is a worldwide thing. So they get scattered. And bring them down, O Lord, of thy shield, for the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips. Let them even be taken in their pride and cursing and lying which they speak. So that's covered. I want to go back to the article, Baba Kasha. Right? So now we're going to go to the hive mind. We're on page 3. Hive mind behavior modification technology. Remember, this was a contractor, so he knows everything. This is a validated source. It's been confirmed, right? So a lot of the Masons will say that as well. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Ain't shit confirmed, right? They just get told to say that. Oh, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. Ain't nothing confirmed. That's just that's that Masonic lingo, right? And it says hive mind behavior modification technology. So the people that are doing what they're doing, they don't realize, bro, their behavior is behavior modification. And this is where the technology comes into place now. It's called silent sound subliminal. Silent sound subliminal mind control. Have you ever heard this hold on. Have you ever heard this like fuzzing? You ever heard this fuzzing sound in your household? It doesn't happen in every household. It depends where you live. Have you heard this fuzzing sound? It's like a bzzz. You know what that is, right? It's frequencies from the US subliminal mind control, US patent 5159703. Steady tone. Near the high end of what the hearing range, say about 15,000 Hz, which is quite high. 2, hypnotosis, right? So you got people in apartments, bro, they're hypnotized, right? You got these MK Ultra. I've already seen the family, one family, right? You've got this woman. She's a high level. Well, I don't call her a high level witch. She's a witch, and she's got her children under a spell or hypnosis, right? Right. See now, when I speak, sometimes I speak to myself, but I speak out loud according to Yahweh Shai, because the scriptures commune with thy heart upon thy bed. So sometimes it can seem like I'm speaking to myself, but I'm speaking to Yahweh Shai. But you have individuals within these apartments. I just got an apartment. What on the right of me? You got these MK Ultra children, right? They're MK Ultras. They just repeat the same old lingo because they're under that hypnosis, all right? Voice varying from 300 Hz to 4,000 Hz. And the mic, so they also have a mic as well. And they have something called a frequency modulator, right? And voice controls frequency. So within particular apartments, houses that are situated around the individual, they're going to have these particular instruments, which is a frequency modulator and voice controls, and they can have people speaking into it. And remember, keep in mind, these people are under hypnosis themselves, right? And it has an output that can be via open air, so you can hear it out in the air, bro. You could be in a park, you could be within the city, you will hear it in the air because it's an output via open air broadcasting, right? Basically, or piggybacked on TV or radio signals. So this could be used. It is being used. This individual, it says, I became aware that this experimentation was going on against general population of Seattle, and the average man and woman on street, upper class, or even flat out rich were having this technology used on them without their knowledge. It was without their knowledge. And really, you should be, if anyone's listening, you should be thanking me and this individual for bringing out this knowledge. Right? I wanted to get this individual's name. I don't know his name, but this is a brilliant article. As more details of this program were made known unto me, because he was a part of a security agency, he was a contractor himself, I became outraged by it because I had many friends within security company. And some of them were so-called good people, which the scripture says there's none good, but I understand what he's saying. They had right intent, but they just didn't know what was going on. Not everybody in S.I.S, the security, what's S.I.S stand for again? Security industry specialists, right? Is directly involved in experimenting on people. So this is what I always like to say is, Now, when you think of contractor now, because these things are going on, don't look at every single contractor. Oh, that's a contractor vehicle. He must be evil. No, bro, it ain't every single contractor. It's just those that are using their position for wickedness. It's not all. Alright? And it says, Baba Kashar is directed involved in experimenting on people, and they're not all directly involved in gang stalking. So it lets you know they're not all involved. I never partook in that. But I did partake in training that deals with tactics and protocols. And this is a security agency that are used for surveillance. So, even within the surveillance systems, there's particular security that are involved in the surveillance. You being surveilled. Right? And counter, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. You got all these builders around, all these people that come around, the builders and so forth. Well, some of them are involved, right? And counter surveillance. So this is used as counter surveillance. That's why they put these particular cameras, lighting systems with detectors upon it, because they've been told to do that. I decided to object to my superiors. See, this is a man of integrity, man. This is what I like to hear. He was objecting to this. But within S.I.S, what happens is they experiment on their own employees. Oh my gosh. They experiment on their own employees. So, this is what you gotta understand. Those that have basically target individuals, certain brothers and sisters, you're being experimented on, but it even says within the company, he was against it, but it said they were being experimented on themselves, their own colleagues. So even within the contractors, they're under their MK Ultra as well, some of them. They're being experimented on because they have handlers. Long story short, reality of organized crime, maybe just a minute. We finish off, now leave that till last. We're on the 5th page. Once selected, they would use voice to skull. So it's a tactic, look up voice to skull. Right? And sabotage. So voice to skull is basically when they have particular means of frequencies of speaking through these particular, what's the word? Well, acoustic devices, right? To communicate with you. Now, what do I call that? I say it's demons. That's what, because you got to put everything in its right perspective, right? It's just demons. It's just people that have spirits on them that are speaking through technology, right? To try to get to you, to try to communicate with you, right? They're carnal. So that's what voice to skull is. And sabotage, so remember there's sabotage involved as well. And they try to isolate you, which that's absolutely fine. Right? That's fine, because in the scriptures we're supposed to be isolated. So really, do you know what they're doing? They're doing us a huge favor. Huge favor. I want to thank my gang stalkers. Doing me a huge favor. Because we're supposed to be isolated. Scripture says, love not the world. Some people freak out at first. You don't know what it is. Oftentimes they end up going to a psychiatrist or a false diagnosis of schizophrenia, manic depression, delusion, or paranoid. And that's the whole goal, is to get you acting hypervigilant, out of character, right? And that's why I always say, read the scriptures, filter it through the scriptures, and, just be yourself. Don't act out of character, because now you act out of character, now they can have people watching you, and other people say, well, yeah, there is something a bit weird how he's acting. Don't do that. Remember, it's about sabotage. And what else is written here? And rendered against them. That could be rendered against you. And it turns out there is a loophole in the law, definitely. Right? And that they're using to take away people constitutional rights. Right? As once you are deemed mentally unfit to care for yourself, that if the federal government uses that as an excuse to come in and say they have to care for you, now can you see what's going on? Right? That's why certain people say, you're sick. Sick. No, you're fucking sick. You don't have Yahweh Shai. You're a reprobate. And what did Yahweh Shai anyway? What did he say anyway? I came not for the whole, I came to call the sick to repentance. So all these words that people are using is turning upon them. Every trap they try to lay, that's turning upon them. Right? So I would warn all targeted individuals out there to please do not go to a psychiatrist. You know what? Guess why? Because guess what? They're a part of it as well. They're a part of it as well. That's why. Check this out. This was written by Eustace Mellons. Right? Eustace Mellons, he wrote this. Each individual fits general profile. Right? Whew. Excuse me just a minute. Long story short, jump that, go to long story short. Reality of organized crime of gangstalking is a criminal racketeering psychological operation run by criminal elements within United States Air Force. So where you want to trace this back, where it's happening, bro, it's in the States. It's a criminal racketeering psychological operation run by criminal elements within United States Air Force. So it's someone that has pulling power within the military. Right? US Air Force satellite PSYOP, harassment, torture with people selected all over the world. For different reasons, they also tend to be people that are highly intelligent. You see why? Right, read that again. Read that. Selected all over the world for different reasons, they also tend to be people that are highly intelligent. No. Highly useless. Highly intelligent. No, highly useless. Highly intelligent. The aspects of this technology interested in improving cognitive processes. So they also basically, we're using you as an experiment to see how you react and testing your cognitive processes, how you process things. What does that tie in with? AI. AI is what? It's a processor, right? It processes your thoughts. And that's why they can also have you linked in with what? The metaverse. Right? They call it the metaverse, which is a virtual reality, a simulation. Right? And that's why people, right? What are they able to do? They're able to see your whereabouts because the government agencies gave them that. They're able to see your whereabouts, where you're moving within your household, what you're doing, because the government agencies gave them that. The average citizens, they gave them that. So really, they should be locked up. Because let me tell you this, I haven't given no one permission to experiment on me. I haven't given no one permission to put any devices around my household and look what I'm doing within my household. I have not done that. I have not given them consent. Because to do that, you need consent. So what does that show? Bro, this is illegal. But I don't really, when I first heard about it, yeah, of course, you get pissed off. But then again, it's like, well, the Heavenly Father controls everything. Right? And yeah, the average person is watching your life like it's a movie. Yeah, bro, they're watching you move about in your household, when you take a shit, when you take a piss, right? When you're laying down, when you're doing a bit of woodwork, when you're sitting down, when you're on a laptop. Yeah, they're watching you. Watch that, the Truman Show. That's based off a real documentary. That's based off real life. Truman realized everything around him was an act. The people that were put around him, they were actors. So wake up to the truth. And it says Baba Kishar, by criminal elements within United States Air Force satellite harassment, we went to that. And these people that are selected are highly intelligent, and the aspects of technology is improving cognitive processes. Processing info, they also tend to target people who disagree with the government. Now we go to Eustace Mellons. each individual fits general profile, a general profile. So you've been profiled, whether it's from when you were born. I believe a lot of brothers in this truth, you were profiled from when you were born. I believe you're targeted from a young age. Right? That's what I believe. And how do we know? Because it happened to Yahushua. Right? It happened to I think, was it Moses? It happened to and it happened to Yahushua. Right? Excuse me just a minute. Oh, yeah, the scriptures deal with every walk of life. Check this out. Matthew 2. Now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, which were Magi, saying, where is he that is born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east. We are come to worship him. When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and Jerusalem with him. Where is it? Go to verse 8. And he sent them to Bethlehem, said, go and search diligently for the young child. And when you have found him, bring me word again that I may come and worship him also. He didn't want to worship him. He wanted to slay the Messiah. So Yahushua was targeted from birth. Targeted. Alright? So the scriptures deal with that. This is nothing that we should be, well, why is this happening? Some of us were targeted from birth. You just didn't know. You just didn't know. Alright? So Eustace Mullins, each individual fits general profile that I am describing. So they are highly intelligent. Highly intelligent. They're not dumb. They're not thick. They're not stupid. They're highly intelligent. They're different. They think outside of the box. They're outside of the normalities of society. That's why the military have targeted you, because you have attributes, strong attributes. And when you have these strong attributes, you're able to change things and change environments and change people. Just like the Messiah. That's why you're being watched. Because they want to know your next move. That's why you have people surrounded around you. Right? To monitor you. And that I'm describing, so they are highly intelligent. They are able to be isolated. And this is Eustace Mullins saying this. They are able to be isolated. So these individuals, they could be all by themselves and still find a way to be happy and continue on life as normal. You have individuals with these attributes, right? And now, is it important? It is important that we have, you have to communicate. You need, bro, man was created to what? Communicate. So that's important. But isolation, there's also strength in isolation as well. Because most people, they need to be amongst a crowd. They need to be amongst people to feel accepted. But if you could be isolated and still be happy, bro, people see that. What the, how's he still happy? He's by himself. Because we have these scriptures. That's what makes us happy. That's our comfort. The scripture is known as the comforter. Right? But they could be isolated for a very long time. And bro, that's why I love the wilderness. That's why I love going out into the wilderness. I love that. I love nature. Right? And by whatsoever means, but even when you do that, they try to send people in the wilderness as well to follow you. By whatever means, they normally have some sort of a free mind. What does that mean? So they have a free, they don't think like everybody else thinks. Like robots. Right? Like robots, like cyborgs. Okay, that spirit. Yeah. Go get him. That fucking robot spirit. What's going to get you destroyed? People that are not a part of the crowd, so to speak. Right? So these are the people that are targeted. People that are not a part of the crowd. So if they're not a part of the crowd, they stand out. In the way that they think. In the way, remember, I'm still reading from this article. This is a 4-page article. In that, the way that they think, they outsiders. So in a way that they think what's seen as outsiders, right? Outlaws. what you call what's it they call it? Descendants? Am I saying it right? I can't say it. Descendants. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Were seen as descendants, right? And revolutionaries, right? So they see us as descendants and revolutionaries because we have the power to change things. I don't know what the hell they've told you, right? Or people that may have, a program. Tavistock Institute, and guess what? Guess what it equals? TI, targeted individuals. They're a part of your targeting. If you're high up within the program, a federal level, we're talking at highest levels of this social engineering program with scientists all over the world. Guess what's going on? You have scientists, and a lot of people are going to say, mate, you're not really, you're not that special. Bro, it's ain't about me, it's just what I'm seeing. They've hired scientists all over the world to study you. They're looking at someone's genetics, right? They're looking at your genetics. They're looking at someone's cognitive abilities, right? So they're looking at all these things. They're studying your genetics as well. Because I always said the elect are different. We don't see the way the world sees things. That's why Yahushua said, I am from above, you are from below. I am not of this world, you are of this world, I am not of this world. Right? And that's why they say, that they use the term it. Oh, it's different. Yeah, you're right. It ain't like us. Yeah, we ain't like you. That's what terms they use, it. Right? Yeah, we're not like you. We're from a different... As Yahushua said, I am from above, you are from below. You're carnal. You're base. You act on your base carnal senses, what you see. That's why Yahushua said, I'm from above, you're from below. I'm not of this, you're of this world, I'm not of this world. And therefore, you're going to be studied. And the scientists all over the world have been sent to study you. Bro. Because you have a different making. It's like even your family, it's like you're the black sheep of your family. You don't even fit in. Right? They see you like some alien. You don't fit in. It's like you got a different blood type from them. Right? And it says, with scientists all over the world, they're looking at someone's genetics, they're looking at someone's cognitive abilities and DNA and social dynamics and their situations. Right? And how you react to these things as well. So guess what? Basically, you're being experimented on. Right? Certain brothers are being experimented on. Right? And me, well, you know what? It only happens if Yahushua allows it to happen. I see it as a compliment. Right? I see it as a compliment. Because you're different and they know that. Right? So we went to that, basically that was 4 pages, and this was a massive article. I couldn't bring out all of it, but I thought, you know what, I just keep you in tune with what this gangstalking program is. And the gangstalking program is FBI managed aggression. These people are getting taught their tactics, what to do, what to say, where to go, how to do it. It's FBI managed aggression. It's managed because they need to manage people. Right? They need to manage people, how they react. Remember, it's about order. So what does this really tie in with? Go to Revelation. Right? At the end of it, what does it really tie in with? Revelations. It ties in with the beast. It ties in with the beast. Right? So Revelations 13 and 16. And it says, and he calls if all, go to verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Right? Go to verse 13. Right? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That was, what was it, Yugoslavia? Right? when that first bomb was dropped. And that was what? The miracles and the wonders from heaven. Fire was their missiles. And deceiveth them that dwell upon the earth. Please pay attention. Deceiveth them that dwell upon the earth. You know people are being deceived by AI. Algorithms. Right? They're being deceived by technology. Oh, we got an individual, 5'8", black male. He's a threat to society. Would you please follow him? Go get him. Bro, that's you being deceived. That's you being deceived. And they'll deceive of them that dwell upon the earth by means of those miracles. So what's the miracle? The miracles is in AI, because there's a particular thing they can manipulate. And gangstalking and AI, yeah, they have their connections. Right? Yeah, people get notified. When you come around, they get notified. And they get told what to say. Because they have handlers. They can't think for themselves. They're controlled. They are a part of the beast. And which has power to do in the sight of the beast. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, they shall make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Going back to the Roman Empire. And did live. So the image of the beast is what the infrastructure, right? You go into a store, you have your scanners, you could pay by phone, you have your oysters, even in your household you have some of these appliances that link in with the image of the beast. And you have power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast shall both be killed. So they're really looking to eliminate those that are not bowing down to the image of the beast. That's what they want. Okay? And he calls of all, both small, great, rich, poor, freeborn, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, so that no man might buy or sell. This is the end. This is the agenda. That's the agenda. And the mark is the RFID, known as charagma, incision, imprint, stamp, which means belonging to something. So really, they want to have you stamped, right? Controlled. And just by what's going on, just from what I've seen, right? Most of these people, yeah, they're going to take it. Because if they would give their rights away just to follow someone and they get told what to say, they're going to take it. Right? And that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark of the name or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So we're not going to be able to sell, no transactions, unless you have that mark. Going to be labeled void, off the grid. Alright? A social, or what they call it, a social outcast. And here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. Alright? And you look at the barcodes, left, middle, right, it equates to 666. Right? So the devil also has a number. His number is 666. Go with that word 6, go with that word mark, is charagma. Charagma, incision, imprint. 6, stigma. It's like a stigma. Which is, when you go to the word stigma, it says pricking within the skin. Right? So that's what it is, and that's the main agenda. Right? So everything is, now you're seeing people now, everything from your traffic to your cars, to your stores, store owners, everybody. To your postman, to your FedEx trucks. Everybody is practicing, what do they call it? FBI managed aggression. Why? So they can get everybody to police each other. So anybody that's not falling in line, they're seen as a dissident. This is how it works. I hope you've been enlightened. John 8:32, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Bro, Lord willing, and as well, brothers out there that have a printer, print off these articles and spread this message around. The more you spread it, the more people are going to start being aware, and they're not going to partake in these things. Right? Get this message out, get this word out. Let's shut this down, because it will be shut down. Your house is going to shut it down. So with this, I hope this was edifying. And until the next time, shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.